Yes, people, welcome back to another episode of Barbershop Talks, Season 2, Episode 2. Today on the chair we have Kenan. Jo-ell. And the certified barber. Let's get straight into it.
You ain't certified, bro. We're saying very good.
Yeah, bless, bro, good.
Talk to me about how did the boxing start, bro?
You'll laugh. So growing up, I was always sort of a boisterous child. My poor mum, bless her, she was always coming to the school, fight with me fighting and whatnot. But I think it took off when I was at my grandma's house. I watched one of the Rocky films, and from then it just went off. I think my uncle Carlos took me to Obi running track to do some pads, and then managed to finally convince my mum and dad to take me to a boxing gym. And then, 15 years later, not looked back since.
Sick.
Wow.
Sick.
Yeah, from I think the age of 7 to 11, Rocky 1 to 5, I could memorise it word for word, no matter what.
Which was your first club that you went to?
Sileby, so they were based out in Sileby. I don't think they're running anymore, but boxing with Dave Lambert, Stan Goff, Ben Daly, Steve Scullion for, a good 6 years. Won the English title for them, went on to box for England. Did really well over there.
Yeah,
so,
sick, bro. Is it just you that one, or did you manage to get Connor with you as well?
Connor was there for a couple of years, but he was always into the football.
Yeah, I was going to say,
he was a good boxer, but football was always his thing.
Yeah, sick, bro. Do you still have to work full time with what you're doing at the moment?
Yeah, I'm an exec for an insurance firm, so I'm purely new business, so hard sales on the phone, trying to drum up business, going out, seeing clients. So my job really is to go out, see clients, look at their sort of insurance programs, come up with an insurance program to sort of minimise their risk. If you have sort of an event of a claim, provide cover that sort of pays them out really and make sure they're insured.
Yeah. I bet that's hard juggling that.
Oh, mate, it's a nightmare. So in camp at the moment, I'll be training in the morning, work 9 to 5. And even though it's not a physically straining job, mentally with numbers all day, it destroys you. So,
yeah, I bet.
Yeah, it can be tough.
That's sick how you're managing to juggle both though, bro.
Yeah, do you know what?
Grind.
I talk for 90% of boxers, it's not a lucrative business. We don't earn loads of money. So for the majority of us to earn a living, we still have to work and train as well. So
yes. Bro, that's grind, man. I rate it.
It's tough, mate. Very tough.
Yeah, big up, man.
That's like from like a relaxing, I wouldn't say relaxing job, from straight to physical.
Yeah, 100%. It's like you switch it on like that. If you have a bad day in the gym and you go to see a client, you can't be down in the dumps or turning up like black eyes, and you just got to switch it up like that. But yeah, it's all good.
You had a shit client like, yo, I need to get on the pads right now. Let's go.
Well, what's your opinion on the influence in boxing situation?
Do you know what? If you'd have asked me this last year, I weren't a fan because, again, I'll speak to the majority of boxers. We've come up through the hard way through the amateurs, done our 10-year apprenticeship, boxed for England, won the ABAs, going from like training all year round, getting a phone call Monday night, you're boxing Wednesday in Stoke. You'd probably be you, your coach, your mum and dad go to watch you, to then seeing these people like your KSIs, your Jake Pauls, never boxed in their life and boxing for millions in front of millions. It's a bit like, well, how can these lot do that? And we've done all this and not. But then I think if you look at it from the flip side, I think they've pointed out a flaw for us pros that we should be marketing ourselves a lot better. And it's all about business really. These lot can bring the audience. They sell fights a lot better than we do. And do you know what? I kind of tip my hat to them now, because if they can do that with no boxing background, then what's stopping us from doing the same?
Yeah. You're out here grinding, working 9
Yeah, 100%.
But would you say it's more about who you know as well within that industry? Because obviously, if they're YouTubers, like big YouTubers, they can get into it straight away.
100%. They've got the audience.
They've
got millions of subscribers. Yeah. Then millions of subscribers are paying to watch them box. And
definitely.
That's bringing in the revenue. So, yeah, you can't knock it. I think, like I say, it's a bit of a kick in the teeth. But then, if you look on the flip side, I think if I could make as much money from YouTube as they do, then I'd absolutely do the same.
Yeah, so. I hear that. What's your best advice for people looking to get into boxing? Don't. Don't do it.
Have a backup job.
I think it'd be stay disciplined. I think there's no motivation in our game that will keep you training, because who's motivated to get up at 6 o'clock on a Monday morning to go and do 5 miles in the cold on next to no food to make weight? I think it's discipline really. If you got a goal and you're you sort of really want to hit it, you've just got to be disciplined and conditioned to know what you've got to do and keep doing it day in, day out to get the result you're after.
Yeah, I rate that, man.
But yeah, there's no motivation, man. There's zero. I don't care what anyone says, that we're not motivated to get up and train twice a day or not eat what we want or sacrifice seeing the lads or going on holiday to run in the morning and train in the evening. So yeah, it's got to be discipline, 100%.
And I bet that's a mad pressure with weights, isn't it? You know, like making weight to fights. I bet that's
the hardest part of the job.
Yeah, mate.
It's coming down from, you think I especially come down 2 stone to fight. So if we do about 3 times a year.
Yeah, mate, that's daft.
It's horrendous. Mentally, probably the same in terms of knowing, shit, we've got 5 weeks, I've got 6 kilo to shift. And then physically on your body, doing that yo-yoing weight 4 or 5 times a year, it takes its toll.
Yeah, bet.
But yes, that's the hardest part of the job by a mile.
Making weight, yeah.
100%.
Yeah, man. What's something that's irritating you in the industry? Is there a list?
I'd probably say my number one thing is, again, touching back to the boxing. So the 90% of us current pros come through the amateurs, done a long year stint, and nowadays it's so easy to get a pro license. There's people who are having sort of 5 fights, not even amateurs, and turning pro. And I think it tarnishes it for us lads, where we've come up the hard way, done it properly, made a name for ourselves to turn pro, and then lads are boxing for a year, 2 years, and managing to get the license, and they're boxing on the same shows as us. I think it just kind of takes the glamour away from it for us, and it's a bit of a kick in the teeth, really. But it doesn't show that we've put 10 years of work in to be a pro. Then someone can be a pro for a year and still be on the same level as us. So
what makes you think they can get into pro straight away now?
Yeah, like
there's loads of examples.
Like how is it that they can, like, people get their pro?
So you apply for your pro license. If you've got a good amateur pedigree, you've boxed say 20, 30 times, they'll just give you your license. If you've not boxed an amateur, they'll come and do sort of an assessment on you. So they'll see you in the gym, training, hitting the pads, maybe a bit of sparring, then can give you a license from that. But anyone who can throw a 1-2 or know how to defend a punch will get a license. It's not hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
I didn't know that.
Did you not? Yeah.
I thought like you said, like 10 years in the game, like training, like that's how I thought like people need to like scout you out.
Not anymore.
Like
if you would have said, I think the game was a lot different 10 years ago. I think boxing weren't as mainstream as it is now. Now everyone wants to be a boxer. If you would have looked at boxing in less than 10 years ago, you probably had 4 or 5 pros. We've got probably about near on 15, 20 now. So yes, but I'd say that's probably my biggest frustration.
Yeah,
that kids are having 4 or 5 fights and turning pro.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, there's a handful that are an exception, that they've probably had 5, 6 fights, they've trained with pros, they've got a pro style, and yeah, fair enough, you get probably 1 or 2, but for 90% of the others, they probably wouldn't even get out of a regional round in the amateurs. So for us, it's a bit of a kick in the teeth, but then again, it's just something we've got to get on with.
Mad.
Yes, not good.
What's your training routine looking like at the minute?
At the moment, I'll either do a 5K, 10K or sprints in the morning, and then training, boxing, gym in the evening. So that's 5 days a week.
Yeah. And then 2-day rest day?
Yeah, Wednesday and Sundays are my rest days.
Oh.
Yeah.
What's diet saying? Is that strict?
Very strict. I can't say too much. In case my coach wants to tell me off. I've got a fair bit of weight to lose. So living on fresh air pretty much.
Yeah. And when's your fight date?
2nd of March.
Yeah,
so
sick.
Just under 7 weeks now. So yeah, plenty of time.
Are you feeling good?
Yeah, say for this early in the camp, I'm really fit. So
yeah, sick.
Yeah, starting sparring this week, get some good sparring in the gym, go out to spar, and then should be good.
Yeah, man.
Sick.
How do you stay on top, and what's keeping you motivated? I know we just obviously talked about there's no motivation, but
I think for me it's just proving to myself that I know I've not even sort of scratched the surface yet of what I'm probably capable of. So for me, it's just grinding and getting to a level where I know I'm physically capable of. And I think that's what sort of keeps me going, because there's been many a times where I thought, why am I doing this boxing for? Is it worth it? We're getting up, we're training twice a day, earning next to nothing for literally what we're doing it for. But then I think to myself, I've done it all these years. I've achieved what I achieved in the amateurs. I've sparred kids who are at a good level now and held my own. So I think it's just a case of plugging away and hopefully getting that sort of TV breakout one day and making it all worth it.
Yeah, sick, bro. Do you feel like, as a boxer, it can take a toll on your mental health at all? Like with
Yes and no, I'd say yes in a good way. So I've had many a times where woke up on the wrong side of the bed or seen a client who was a nightmare, gone to the boxing gym, sparred with one of the lads or hit the bags or hit the pads. I was fine. But I think, again, if we look at it from the flip side, there's been many a times where you've had a good spar, you're on top of the world. You've had a bad spar, you probably got beaten up, you're a bit down in the dumps. So I think you take the rough with the smooth. Like some days you're the hammer, as I say, some days you're the nail. And I think, like you say, it's like a constant up and down. But I think it's a lot more good for your mental health than bad, 100%.
Yeah, because in the flip side, you can just use it to your advantage, can't you? Exactly. That's how you use everything, isn't it?
100%. Like I said, I think exercise is probably one of the biggest players for improving mental health. And especially for us, like you say, there's nothing better than having a bad day and going to the gym and, say, hitting the bags, hitting the pads, sparring with one of your mates, and it's always right in the end.
Yes. Would you say it comes as second nature after that? Because obviously, when you've had a bad day, you can either just throw a couple of punches without, obviously, let's say your coach has told you, like, yo, this is how you punch, this is how you swing, but you can let that out in anger, not let anything that you've learned basically go straight to that one person or that one bag. You know what I mean?
What, in terms of just letting it all vent out?
Yeah, it's vent out.
Yes and no. So I think because we've done it for that long now, you try not to let emotion get in the way of things. Yeah. So I think for us, it's always, don't get me wrong, you probably hit the bag harder than you would do.
Yeah.
But no, you'd always keep it calm and composed, and yeah.
Fair enough.
What's the future plan and the goal? Where we're going?
Do you know what? I think boxing's such an unforgiving sport. You've got to take each fight as it comes. For me, I've seen lads who I know personally get to the stage where they box on TV, lost one fight, and then have gone back to small hall. So I think for me, it's take each fight as it comes. If I can get on a TV show, box for an English, box for a British, I'd be more than happy.
Yeah?
More than happy, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, sick, bro.
Definitely. I think when people get in the game, it's I want to be world champion, I want to be unified world champion. I think as a pro, you get humbled really quickly. So I've sparred lads who aren't even British level. And like the difference in class from like area level to British level is levels beyond. And I think once you've been in with lads of that caliber, it kind of humbles you really quickly to know that if you want to get to that level, you've got to be really good, sort of giving up your job. That has got to be your sole purpose. No 9 till 5 job, just boxing. And it takes a lot to even get to like British title level. So if I can get into that level, I'd be more than happy.
Yeah?
More than happy.
Yeah, sick, bro.
Yeah.
I'm at the end of my questions already. I've flown through. I've literally flown through them, innit?
Jesus Christ, yeah.
But I've got to rant. What you said about the pro card, yeah? When you apply for that, so it's a license, if you've been in trouble outside of boxing, does that affect that?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Can that be stripped from you at any minute as well? Let's say if something happens.
Say if we got into a fight in town, so to speak, had a fight and it got back that, I think, don't get me wrong, there's circumstances where if it's sort of self-defense, you're all right. But if you go out, have a fight and it's just one of them, 100% will just take your license away like that.
Really?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I think if you go to prison as well, they can take your license off you. So yeah, you've got to be squeaky clean.
This is what I mean. All these little things what go into it, like it ain't even just the diet and training, is it? No. It's how you've got to behave outside the ring and everything, the whole lifestyle.
100%. So even I think there's been cases where like, this is a lot more high profile, but like Billy Joe Saunders, if he said something on Instagram where...
I remember that.
He got his license. I don't know if he got suspended or he got a massive fine, or might have got both, but so you've got to be so careful with what you say these days online, as well as how you act in person.
Jeez.
So, yeah, to add to the ever-growing toll of being a professional.
This is mad, isn't it?
You got to keep a lot of things under the books, man.
100%.
Mad.
But real talk that you're smashing it. With like you said about the job thing, like you're working 9 to 5, you're doing your training and you're heading for camps and you're going to where you want to be. Honestly, bro, like it's mad motivating, man.
I think, but to be fair, I'm quite lucky. I know quite a lot of lads who are sort of ground workers or have got main physical jobs and up at 6 a.m, coming back at 6 p.m, training, running in the morning, training in the evening. I think I tip my hat to them even more so because don't get me wrong, my job's mentally straining, but physically straining as well, and then working out in the cold to go training as well. It's a tough job, tough job.
Yeah, that's 24/7, literally up on your feet as well.
100%, yeah.
No, big up, man. Just before we wrap up as well, would you be able to let us know your Instagram to that camera just there, bro, just so everyone can give you a follow? Kenan_Brown_Wingfield. Next fight, 2nd of March, so any tickets, give me a shout. Big up, man. Thank you for coming on, bro.
Thank you for having me on.
Appreciate it, man.
Thank you,
bro.
Cheers, bro.
Cheers, man.
guys, just want to say a big thank you for everyone supporting us at the moment, liking, commenting, sharing. Literally, it's been an amazing journey so far.
It has. We need your help.
Yeah.
That little button, what says subscribe, we're going to need you to subscribe. Please.
Just give us some support. Literally.
Please.
The more people who view it, the more content that's going to be out. So you do not
Just click
want to
the
miss
button.
out.
Just click the button.
Yeah, just click it. Just click it.
Little tap. That's all you need to do. Just little
That's it.
click.
You get me?